Wah! Surprise! Hello. Hello, how you guys doing? Happy Monday. It's Monday. It's a new week. Gwah! Hello, how you guys doing? Start of a new week. And the start of new tummy issues because I had some very spicy soup. Extremely spicy soup. And that was hours ago, actually. I had it hours ago, but right now I just had a banana, and I don't know, maybe the two just didn't mix well. Because I'm like, uh-oh. But I don't think I'm gonna have to step away. So you guys did not luck out. You still have to turn in your homework. I'm sure you guys did it though, right? Spicy soup! Oh my gosh. You guys sharing the brain cell again. Let's see who we got here. Let's see who we got, and then we'll get to class. We'll get to class, and we're gonna do some research today. So let's see who we got here. We got Folk. You got here right before Seribot did. Nice. And we got Seribot, our rock. And then Sutton Body. You guys got your stickers. Gojikins, hello. Ghosty, hello. Station, hello. You guys got your stickers. You guys were exploding. Were you guys trying to catch the star? I looked while I was taking sips of water, and I was like, they're trying to get the star. Or they're just exploding for the fun of it, you know? I also saw Devin come in as the 8th, and I actually counted in chat. I think you actually are the 8th. Because let's see, it's Folk, Seribot. Are we counting Seribot? Folk, Seribot, Sutton Body, Gojikins, Seishun, Ghosty. Yeah, I think you're the 7th. I might be missing someone. If we're counting stickers, I think you are in fact the 8th. How did you do that? Bika being featured in the recent Scrimshard was a pleasant surprise for my workday. Yeah, I think I just saw that. I just saw that. Ghosty sent it to me actually while I was getting ready for stream. That was a big surprise. I wasn't even expecting that. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Then Mayshark, hello. Felines, hello. You guys got your stickers. Teacher, it too warm. It is getting too warm, actually. It is legitimately getting too warm here. It's not as hot. I heard that the East Coast right now is like suffering big time. It is getting warm here in Los Pincos, but not that warm. Not 100 degrees warm. Not yet, at least, because we do get 100 degrees, but I feel like that's deeper into like July, August, maybe even into like fall, October-ish. Right now, it's manageable. It's 70s. The only thing is that it's been kind of humid lately. And that's what I'm not used to. I'm used to like 90, 100 degree weather, but I'm used to like a dry 90, 100. Not humid, not this ick, you know? Tummy issues with you there. Yay. I mean, no, not yay, but like solidarity. Solidarity. I hope your tummy issues go away soon. Also, hello harpsichord enjoyer. I just had a nice and strong Vietnamese coffee. You know, I wasn't one for Vietnamese coffee until very recently. Like, I think I had it once when I was like in high school, and I was like, this is too bitter for me. I don't like it. And then there's this Thai place that me and Beans frequent, and we frequent it so much that like recently they've been like giving us like free Thai tea or like yeah, like complimentary Thai tea because we're just like regulars there. And then one day they're like, oh, do you want to try Vietnamese coffee instead? And I'm like, I don't know, I don't really like bitter taste too much. And she's like, this is sweet. I make it very sweet. So I had her Vietnamese coffee, and it was in fact very sweet. New favorite. I like it a lot. Spicy soup, yes, yes. The Pope of the Raccoons ate your homework. Oh no! Well, get them to spit it out. I thought it didn't count before Seribot. Wait, how did you pronounce research again? It's research. I say research, but you know, sometimes I just be saying stuff. Sometimes I just be being silly. Have we been mispronouncing it this whole time? No, nah. It's just a little hee hee ha ha. Well, I say research. Do you guys do? Is there a dialect where they say research? Is it the British? I say research. Being 8th is in your heart. Yeah. It was a little too warm today at 75. I think it's the humidity, right? Like, I feel like it is 75, but it feels hotter. Coffee cannot become sweet. It is only bitter. Nuh-uh. That's not how Filipinos have it. I'm gonna hit you with the nuh-uh. It's great. I've usually had it a little bitter, but I'm a fan of the places that make it on the sweeter side. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We say it, Uri search. And then Fugubi, hello. I say it like what Goji wrote. Wait, Rasorch. There you go. Rasorch. We like doing the raw sorch. The score. I read it as scorch at first. Coffee is bitterness incarnate. I mean, if it's just like regular, without any like milk or sugar. What about coffee flavored ice cream? But you know what? Before we continue this conversation, let's get to class. We can't just be sitting out in the hall all day, right? And hello, it's me, Babinka Bear, your local Sun Bear, art history teacher and educational streamer. Let's put on some music. When me and Beans were doing driving practice, I was listening to the Chapel of Rowan. So let's do that. Listen to some Chapel. Research flavored cough cream? Exactly. Yes, we can. Hail class! But yeah, I love coffee flavored. I was gonna say coffee flavored research, but I love coffee flavored ice cream. That was like my ish back before the lactose intolerance didn't just cripple me. Howdy class. Hello Matthew. Hello. He summoned the cats. But yeah, the lactose intolerance. You know what? Okay, so let's get into this. Let's get into the reason why I'm having some tummy issues right now. Like I said, I don't think it's severe enough that I'm gonna have to step away and use the forest. But me and Beans went to Little Tokyo the other day. We went to Little Tokyo because we heard that there was a new Kinokuniya bookstore opening. And I vastly underestimated how big it was. How big the bookstore was. But whenever we go to Little Tokyo, there's a ramen place that has vegan ramen. So we're like, all right, let's go check it out. And then since we last been there, they updated their menu. Because they already have vegan ramen, but then they had vegan tantan men. And I love tantan men because if you've never had it, it kind of has like a nutty flavor to it. Like imagine like a touch of peanut butter. But I don't think they use peanut butter. I don't think it's like Filipino kare-kare. I think they just use some kind of like nut. But yeah, so like tantan men, we're used to that flavor. We love it. But the spice level was a little too much. The spice level was like a lot. And the thing is, I'm not a wimp when it comes to spice. I love spice. I adore spice. I'm nothing against my oh my god, if you guys want to see like the spice champion, my little brother, Binka bro, he's kind of crazy. Like, he's kind of insane. He, like, back when everyone was going to the Buffalo Wild Wings, you know? I feel like there was a time in the 2010s where everyone was going to some kind of, like, hot wing place. But my brother would get the hottest flavor. Without fail. Every time. I don't know how he does it. And of course, my mom loves spice, too. I love spice. My sister... I don't know if I have another brother. I don't know if he likes spice. And I don't know if my dad does, but I know, like, us, like, me and my mom, my brother, and my sister, I know all of us like spicy food. So I'm not a wimp when it comes to that, but when we had that ramen, I was a wimp. I was 100% a wimp. And Beans, too, because we got the same thing. We're like, oh my gosh, tantan man, let's have the tantan man. And then we took, I think, like 5 bites each. Slurped the soup a little bit. We got 5 bites each, and we were like, you know what? Let's get this to go. Let's get this to go, so that when we get home, we'll add our own fixins to it, right? To like tone down the spice level. Which for the real spice heads, I feel like that's sacrilege, right? Why would you tone down the spice? But you gotta believe me, this thing was kind of hard to eat. Very flavorful, but both of our, like, you know, eyes were tearing up, you know? You know, like in anime where they show like the lips getting like red and puffy? It was like that. I was like crying on the way out. Like I was eating it, I was enjoying it, but I was also like, oh, this is some good soup. This is fantastic. Alright, let me see what you guys are saying. Have you ever had Coffee Crisp? Coffee Crisp makes a nice light snack. I have not actually. I haven't. Let's see, and then R.I.P. lactose. A bunch of us went to locals' birthday after store and Champs and had Mexican food. One of them said it was too spicy and I couldn't help but burst out. What? Everyone gave him ish because the white guy could handle spice better than him. I'm so curious. I'm so curious. Wait, I want to know which Mexican spot you guys went to because I have a favorite in that area. Me and Beans have a favorite. You know what? I'll just say this. It's next to a boba shop. It's next to a boba shop, but I know that doesn't really narrow it down, but like a Mexican spot next to a boba spot, it's like, do you know how little that narrows it down? But you know, in that area. Anyway. It was Birthday Boy's mom's house. Ah, okay. I just assumed when you said Mexican food, I was like, oh, you guys went to a restaurant, but is he a spice head? Beans, we both like spice the same amount, I want to say. But I wouldn't call him a spice. I would call my brother a spice head 100%. Weakness leaving the body. So authentic. Yeah. So, I had the leftover soup. I had like a little bit for dinner last night, and then I had the remains of it this morning for lunch. Well, not morning. For lunchtime. And I was like thinking of ways to like tone down the spice. And they say that like lactose is the key. Like lactose will like, I don't know, some kind of chemical stuff where like it'll bond to the spicy, to the, was it capsaicin or something like that? And it'll like neutralize the spice. So I went and we have this really good cheese. I don't know what kind of cheese it is, but it's some kind of cheese. I like grated a whole bunch of it and I just put it in the soup. I also added nutritional yeast because that's like your vegan version of like cheesy flavor. And then we did have whole milk. I could have just used the whole milk, but it looked, I don't know, I didn't like how it looked. It looked kind of lumpy. It didn't smell off, but it looked off. So I didn't want to do that. So I just put soy milk in it. And it like moderately put the spice level down. I was able to actually finish it without like crying. And I was like, all right, yeah, this is it. But that does mean that I had both spicy food and lactose. So you know, like, it's tummy issues, but it's not enough for me to go use the woods right now. So sorry if you guys don't like that kind of talk, that kind of crass talk. But that's the situation. That's what the Digimon Bears deck should be called. The Binka Bro. That or bread. Yeah, I heard that bread is another good one. Bread kind of help. Yeah, so like what I heard, or I say heard, but it was actually when I watched Vesper and Magni. Was it Vesper and Magni or was it the other pair? It was when they were eating spicy wings and Vesper was like, oh, like put this bread in your mouth and let the spice seep into the bread, but don't eat the bread, spit it out. So I'm like, okay, I guess that helps. I didn't try it. We do have bread and we do have sourdough bread, but it's it's not past the expiration date. It's past the best buy date. So it's not bad, but it's just like, it's like a little stale. So actually that probably would have been the best kind of bread to do that with. Now that I think about it. Dang. Yeah, soaks up the oils. There you go. Waking up the spices with the bread. Yeah. Dang, I should have done that. That's like the perfect kind of bread to do that with, isn't it? Where it's like getting like a little bit stale, but it's not bad. Like there's no like mold or anything on it. Anyway. That's the situation. That's the situation. But this past weekend was a lot of fun. I didn't stream on Saturday because it was a busy day. First off, we ended up going to a museum. Me and a group. Actually, I'll just say the group. It was me, Beans, Mega Bronson, and then my brother and sister. We went to a museum that day. But then my brother and sister were like, oh, we're also going to visit Grandma. So... like, they told me this, like, a couple days before. I think it was earlier that week. And I was like, oh, it's been a minute since I saw Grandma. Let's go visit Grandma. You would deny yourself penicillin bread? I would. You know. Just to keep the bacteria in my gut happy, you know? But yeah, so we visited the museum. And then I went with my siblings over to Grandma's place. And it was nice. The only thing is there was a lot of mosquitoes. Okay, so the thing with my grandma is that she likes to garden. She's got her own little garden in both the front and backyard. Very beautiful garden, but like I wanted to spend time with grandma, right? I wanted to like chit chat with her and stuff. I think I've mentioned it before. This does get into like kind of sad territory, but I'll keep it kind of light. But my grandma does have dementia, and she's just been like forgetting things more and more. But she's like kind of regressed in a way to where she thinks it's like 30 years ago, back when me and my mom used to live with her. How does Grandma Bear handle spices? She loves... Okay, so I'm gonna lead into that story, too. She loves spices. Maybe a little too much, and I'm gonna... this is gonna eventually transition into me having too many habanero peppers, but... on the way into that... Yeah, my grandma's been, like, forgetting things, but, back when I was a kid, I lived with her. Me and my mom lived with her. So I think she's like regressed to the point where like she still thinks that's like the situation, because apparently she's like asking my aunt who does live with her like, oh, where's Binka Mom? That I'm just gonna call her Binka Mom. Like, where's Binka Mom? And my aunt's just like, she doesn't live here. What are you talking about? Like, no, you know, her and Binka, where are they? They're supposed to be home by now. And she's like, that was 20 years ago. Have you tried Grimmy's VTuber hot sauces? I have not. I feel like you've told me about those before. Oh no, I think you posted that you tried them. How did you like them? Because if you recommend them, I'm down to try it out. So yeah, but because of all that, I've been trying to like spend more time with Grandma Binks. We'll call her that. And I guess this is another kind of sad thing. She's my last grandparent, so there should be no confusion when I say Grandma Binks, you know, because my grandma on my dad's side has passed away, and then both my grandpas have passed away. So the last Bink grandparent is Grandma Binks. But I think what's cool about the situation, and it's kind of odd to say this when you have a loved one with dementia, is that like I think she doesn't realize that I'm like, let's say like baby Binka, you know? I'm not the little cub that lived with her 25 years ago, but she sees me at parties, and she saw me this past weekend, and she thinks I'm a different person, but she's still happy to see me, which I think is like a good thing. Like she's just like, oh, I don't remember who you are, but I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. And she'll tell me like the same stories all over again, but it's just kind of fun that way. So I think she thinks I'm a different person, and she's like, oh, you should... She didn't say this, but I feel like I could imagine her saying something like, you should meet my granddaughter, Babinka. I feel like you guys would get along. She's 9 years old. Just like me every time at locals. But yeah, so like, she, I'm kind of okay with her, like, with her differentiating in her brain baby Binka and me, you know, because it's almost like I get a new identity. It's almost like, you don't know me, you don't know that one time that one time we were at a family party together and I was very drunk and I kind of embarrassed myself in front of her. She doesn't remember that anymore. She doesn't remember that. Yeah, every Grand Binka's party is a first meeting. Exactly. No, she kind of remembers me. She like remembers me from like the past year. You know, she's like, "Oh, you're the person that I told those stories about World War II." The last time we met up, she told me stories about World War II, and she just very casually talks about how like a Japanese soldier like tried to kidnap her or something like that. But she like tells the story with a smile on her face, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, what? So she remembers that she told me that story, but she doesn't remember that I am her granddaughter. I don't know who these people are, but I'm glad most of them are here. Exactly. And isn't that the most wholesome thing? So I think it's quite wholesome, actually. It doesn't... To me, it's okay that she doesn't recognize me as baby Binks. But she recognizes me as like, oh, it's that bear that I tell my stories to. And who always seems interested in them. So yeah, that's like the main reason I've been trying to spend more time with Grandma Binks. So near the end of our visit, like I've just been like listening to her talk, but I've also been reminiscing with my siblings and my uncle, because he just so happened to have like some old pictures from like the 2000s. We were just reminiscing. So around the end of our visit, I tell her that like, all right, we're gonna get going soon, and she's like, oh, I need to give you something, and she takes me out to the garden, and she has these pepper plants growing. She has two, actually has like four, but like there's like two habanero plants and two that are just like red chilies. And she's like, here, I'm gonna give you some of these habanero peppers. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just take like two, because I like spicy, but habanero's too spicy for me. And she's like, okay, I'll give you that many. And then like I have like a little plastic bag because my uncle and my aunt are like, don't touch the plants with your bare hands. Because then you're gonna forget, you're gonna rub your eyes, and you're gonna get stingy eyes. So don't, yeah, here's a plastic bag. Go out there with grandma, go get the peppers. And then she's like, first of all, she's touching it with her bare hands. But I'm not, because I'm too scared. She's touching it with her bare hands, and she's just like grabbing them off the bush willy-nilly, and she just keeps on piling them in my bag. And I'm like, oh, I just need to. I just need to, grandma. I just need to. And she keeps on like adding more and more and more and more. I'm like, oh no, this is too many. This is too many. It's like filling up the little like Ziploc bag. And I'm like, I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine, grandma. I think this is enough. What's the meme with the guy watching, was it like Anthony Fantoni or whatever? Like watching the pizza getting sliced, like, all right, that's enough. That's enough. Okay, that's too many slices. That was me with the peppers. I was just like, all right, that's good. That's good. I think we're good. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. And she's just like smiling as she's handing me these peppers. And then I'm looking over at my mom because she's over at like the other bush, and she's like grabbing the like more mild like red peppers. You're like, can you make her stop? Make her stop. And then later on, I just like go up to my mom and I'm like, can I just give you like half of these habaneros, because I'm not gonna eat all of these. So she actually trades me her like red chili peppers, red hot chili peppers at that. Yeah, it's too habanero is a little too spicy for me. Like I can tolerate like little like very small amounts, but I definitely can't tolerate like a whole habanero. So I'm looking at the bag that I actually put on my desk. How many habaneros do I have? Cool, I have 6. I have 6 habaneros and like 6 of the like red chili peppers. So what I'm thinking is maybe I just try my own hand at gardening. What if I make my own habanero peppers that I'm never gonna eat? Let me see what you guys are saying. Chad, I wouldn't be able to pick you out in a crowd, but it's neat that you're here. Exactly. You remind me of this girl I once saw at a party. You see what happened was... Yeah, exactly. She's lucky she doesn't remember when my grandma was aging. I went to see her and she started sobbing because she expected baby Ghosty. No! She's like, who is this young woman? Where's the baby? Where's the baby possum? Directions unclear. Put on gloves and rubbing peppers into my eyes. Grandma Binks is so cool. Yeah, she's cool. She has some like terrifying like anecdotes about her. Not that she personally shared, but that I've heard from other people. You know the idea that like a lot of immigrant parents, I think it's just like any grandparent, doesn't necessarily have to be immigrant, but like when the grandparents, when they were the parent to your parents, they were kind of rough and like hard asses, forgive my French. But to their grandparents, they're like the doting grandparent, right? I think that's what happened with me, because all of my memories of my grandma are very nice and wholesome. And then whenever my mom talks about like growing up with her as her mom, it's always like terrifying or like very classist or like very problematic in some way. Yeah, I got the grandparent effect there. I'm okay with 2. Okay, here, have 2 dozen. That's what she did. That's what she did. Also, hello, Fugubi. She shared her pepper. Pickle the peppers. Ooh, actually, maybe I should look into that. How do I pickle the peppers? She trades you some mild peppers for the Californication red hot chili pepper. She did. Eat it a pepper. 6 hobbies are like enough for one dish. Ah, it's gonna be a real spicy dish though. But I have tried habanero before, and like it's like the littlest, very carefully. Ah, okay. Yeah, because if you, isn't it like, yeah, if you touch the habanero, don't touch any other part of your body, right? So yeah, but yeah, about like the terrifying stories about my grandma. One of them is supernatural. So we used to, my uncle, which is my grandma's like oldest son, he is in the medical field, and he used to have like a little, he used to live basically like in a house that also doubled as like an elderly facility. But they would just have like 1 or 2 patients. So like they, like him and his like daughter and son, my cousins, they would all have their own rooms, but then there would be an extra room for like their patient. So because of that, they've had like, you know, a couple of like elderly folks in and out of the house, and some of them have passed away in the house. Can you give yourself, wait, no, because pickling is very dangerous. You can, oh, I actually didn't know that. Okay, maybe I won't look into it. I'll research it without trying it. I'll research it. So yeah, in this facility, for one, it was a big house, and it was where we used to have our like family parties, and people, and like we were just forbidden from going into the room with the patient, right? Quick pickle is safe for the whole family. Ah, just a quick pickle. So yeah, I remember going to that facility. We used to call it the facility, even though it was basically a house, right? It was a house, and then we were just forbidden from going into the room with the old person inside of it. But yeah, like a couple of people have passed away in that house. So, me and my cousins were all saying that, like, yeah, that house is probably haunted. Like, and like, you know, I'm not one to be too superstitious. I always say that I'm like mildly stitious, but like, I don't know, it kind of felt haunted. Like, so certain parts of it at certain times of the day felt haunted. So at one point, apparently, it wasn't a party, but my grandma just so happened to like be stopping by the facility, and she took a nap. She took a nap in one of the rooms. I don't think it was even the room where like the patients were, but it was just like a room. And apparently, according to what my cousins had said, that you know, that room, like sometimes you could hear some mysterious noises inside of it, like, you know, the window rattling even though there was no wind, or just some like weird like noises. I don't know if they're like moaning noises or stuff like that, but just weird noises, right? Some supernatural flavored noises. Apparently my grandma was taking a nap in there, and then the noises started happening, you know, the rattling of the window and stuff like that. And according to my cousins, they said that grandma was she got up and angrily said, "Stop making that noise," and everything stopped. Like, all the noises just stopped. All the noises just like stopped, and then she went back and finished her nap. So yeah, that's like the one supernatural story that I know with my grandma. She's like so scary that she can make spirits just like stop rattling the windows. Can you imagine being the ghost that's like doing that? It's like, I'm gonna creep out this old lady. Watch me do this. And then the old lady just like gets up from her nap, stares at you, and says, "Stop. Stop. Get some help." And you're just like, oh, okay. Skelmingtons. But yeah, long term requires research, and sterilization. Ah, okay. There is superstition writing on the walls. The room, at least the ghost is nice. Ghost didn't want any of that smoke. Chunkla with the spiritual powers, exactly. Rattles windows harder. You can't tell me what to do. Rap. Yeah. So yeah, lots of stories with the grandma. Lots of stories with Grandma Binks. The one with like the Japanese soldier, I don't know how true that is, but like she just said that like there was a she didn't even say soldier. She said that it was like, this was like during World War II, by the way. This is when like Japan occupied the Philippines. So like she kept on saying the story that like there was a Japanese like general or like, you know, someone of higher rank that like took interest to her. And the thing is, like, 1945, she was just a young child, you know, like not even puberty yet. So like, I hate to think of what the implications are, but like she just said that like this general like took interest to her. I don't know if it was in like a paternal way or if it was like another way, but like like yeah, this general like took interest in her so much so that like one day her parents decided to just like hide her and like spirit her away through like some underground tunnels. So she was just telling me that like, oh yeah, I remember like my parents would take me through the tunnel so that the Japanese general wouldn't kidnap me. And she's like smiling as she's like telling the story. So I'm like, what? That's terrifying. Our entire like bloodline wouldn't be possible if that general got his way, you know? You're not my dad! Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a yikes no matter what, exactly. Yeah, she survived to tell the tale. Like, yeah, our entire bloodline would just, like, I wouldn't be here. You would be listening to some other bear that is talking about art history, right? She survived. It's kind of scary, but, like, just the fact that she's, like, smiling as she's saying this, like, fond memories of going down the tunnels. The snowman's wedding, oh no. But yeah, so that's a little bit about Grandma Binks. I'll let you guys know if I hear any more stories the next time I visit. The good timeline, exactly. So yeah, I've been wanting to draw like little comics lately about like the daily happenings of my life. And I'm not gonna do one about the Japanese soldier, but I want to draw a little comic of like her just giving me so many habanero peppers that I don't know what to do with them. They're literally sitting on my desk right now in the plastic bag. Must be wild being Vietnamese, hearing stories about the war. That's how I feel too about like the Vietnam War and the Korean War. But yeah, like since my grandparents all lived through World War II, they have some stories. There's a really wild one with like my dad's side of the family too, where like I don't know if I know the specifics of this one, but like basically my dad has a half sister that like her father was essentially like accused of being like a traitor, that he was a spy for the Japanese. So like he was essentially like when he got these accusations in the cover of night, a bunch of other folks in his neighborhood like spirited him away and like allegedly made him dig his own grave. And I won't say the rest of the story, but that, once again, a lot of this is like just hearsay. I don't know exactly what happened, but yeah, the war has touched both sides of my family. There'd be some wild polar bear here with the teacher's aide, Mrs. Waffles. I mean, Korean War was less colonial, if I recall. I have not looked into it though. Yeah, I haven't looked into it either. I just know that both the Korean and the Vietnam War were like proxy wars for the Cold War, right? Your dad has half a sister. I mean, oh my gosh, you know what's kind of funny? I thought about you and your jokes, Devin. I thought about you and your jokes this weekend because here's a fun fact. My mom is shorter than me. And if you are like either Devin or Mega Bronson or like Mr. Rage and you know me IRL, you know that I'm quite short. So my mom's shorter than me. My grandma is shorter than her. I'm like, I want to say like half a foot taller than my grandma. Hey! I'm not that small. He saved half for later, exactly. Shorter, is that possible? It is possible. It is possible.
64
slices of American cheese. It's good. You guys keep activating it when I'm small and the cheese is hitting the magnifying glass. It's not getting into my mouth. I want that cheese, gosh darn it. That cheese belongs to me. And not the magnifying glass. How dare you? How dare you? Thankfully there's no one like me. Don't look at the DigiFriends Discord. Know what I'm gonna do for my next ad break. Hey, why are you laughing at me? Why are you laughing at me for? Just cause I'm small? Magni Lenzimond ate the cheese! No, why can't I get the cheese now? Oh, gosh, I do want American cheese. I do want those Kraft slices. I don't care what people say. There's a nostalgia factor in it for me when it comes to... I forgot how funny this song is. There's a nostalgia factor with the Kraft cheese. And plus, they're just so easy to, like, when I'm making noodles and you want a little bit of handy cheese on your noodles, you just smack a little bit of, like, Kraft cheese on there. You know what? I'm gonna make a request to Beans. Sometimes he refuses my request for American cheese, but, I'll find a way. I don't care what people say, said Binka cheeselessly. I just want 64 slices of American cheese. Is that so much to ask for? And for it to not hit the magnifying glass. On cheese, she is. It's okay. You know what? There's actually better quality cheese in the fridge. But it's just not Kraft. It's just not. I want my trash cheese. Oh, I'm big. I want my trash cheese. It's like, you know, if I still ate meat, yeah, I could have a steak, or I could have an entire little can of Vienna sausages. You know? Anyway, let's change the topic. Let's do our daily hue. Let's do our dailies. By the way, what we're doing today, the shtick for today is, when we play Anthropeum, everything I get wrong, I research. It's not a penalty, it's a reward. I just want to get good at Anthropeum, and I want Time Guesser and Anthropeum to be my entire personality alongside Digimon, alongside a smidge of Hetalia. I caught up to Hetalia, by the way. Crazy work. My ships are alive. Anyway. What else is my entire personality? Art history, mythology... Digimon. But other than that, I also want Time Guesser and Anthropeum to be my personality. So let's do Daily Hue first. And then. Whoa. I hate rich people. When it comes to singles, quality really doesn't enter into the convo. That's true. This is true. My mom wanted me to order Chinese food, but only wait until 9:30 p.m. to ask. Don't tell me that the place closes at 10. Go get the Chinese food. Godspeed, Matthew. I forgot to send you the YouTube channels. Commit Sudoku, no! Bears being short, yeah. Bears and being short is part of my personality, yeah. Yeah, people underestimate how much being short counters into your personality, but it really do. They don't think it be like it is, but it do. But alright, let's do Daily Hue. This is a Salvador Dali, by the way. This is a chemist lifting the extreme precaution, A chemist lifting with extreme precaution the cuticle of a grand piano. So this is by Salvador Dali, one of the surrealists. And the thing with, like, some of these artworks is that, like, sometimes you can tell what the color is because, like, if you know the artist really well, not like personally, but like if you're familiar with their artworks, you could be like, oh, you know, Van Gogh used a lot of yellow, so this is probably yellow. But with Dali, he kind of uses like every color. So like there are some where it's like a vibrant red background, and then there's some where it's like a nice blue. So we just have to experiment, really. We just gotta play around with the hue. So I do think that the saturation's probably less. But let's see how yellow looks. Yeah, something like this, right? Something like a yellow, and then maybe the lightness. Something like this. Oh, we're already getting close. The place I would have ordered from closed at 9:30. Ordering on Uber Eats added 20 bucks. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. Dang, good luck. Yeah, because, like, I feel like... Do you guys feel like... maybe this is just a Los Pincos thing, but I feel like after the pandemic, there's not a lot of, like, places that are open super late anymore, you know? It's also kind of slim pickings for me and Beans because, like, you know, we have to get vegan stuff. And there are places that are open late for vegans. It's just that, like, it's not as many choices. Or, like, if we're Uber Eatsing it, it's gonna be far, you know? It's gonna be, like, I don't know, like the next mini city over. It's a thing? I was just complaining with your girlfriend. Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, right? Like, it feels like there's less, like, late night spots. Though one of my favorite late night spots is that Mexican place I told you about. That's near the boba spot. Though we're also Los Binkians, so yeah, right? Alright, let's see. The hue, how's the hue? We're actually pretty close hue-wise, so maybe we don't need to move it that much, but lightness is kind of off, so maybe it's a little, maybe something like that? Submit guess? We're a little closer. Oh, we're actually super close. We're at 96. So both the hue needs to move just a smidge, and the light just a smidge. Submit guess. We did it in 3 goes. How about that? Nice. Let's copy it, and then let's learn a little bit more. We'll learn a little bit more about this Salvador Dali feller. I think the gas station is open the latest in... Oh, dang. So, like, after a certain time, there's just nowhere to eat, right? Unless you just have, like, food at home, but, like, you know. Who wants to eat it? No, I'm just kidding. Who would ever want to eat at home? You know the old saying, the old adage by the parents? I'm like, we got blank at home. Blank at home. We both stay up until 4 a.m.ers, so miss having like the 24-hour grocery stores and stuff. Yeah, right? Like, I feel like not only do we have less late night stuff, there used to be more 24-hour stuff too. Some food trucks, yeah, some food trucks. But then, like, we'd have to go, like, I don't know, kind of far for that. Halal is a thing in NYC because the halal trucks would run late. Oh, I had no idea. I know that halal is big in NYC. I remember there was like a halal guys that opened up here in Los Pincos like quite a while ago. I want to say like almost 10 years ago. And people were excited. Like I remember how excited people were. And it was all the people that either like used to live on the East Coast or like they just like vacationed there once and were like, oh my god, halal guys. In and Out is a blessing for being open. Yeah, that's right. I have quite a few buddies that like have worked at In and Out throughout like our younger years, and then I have a couple that still work there as well. The one near me changed to just 1 month ago, no. But what about the 2 a.m. munchies? Okay, so our color today is light muted gold. A muted earthy yellow luminous airy from Naples yellow to Van Gogh's sunflower fields. This family has driven entire movements. Ah, true. Hello, Mega Bronson. Hello, hello. How you doing? We're doing our dailies, but today's stream is gonna be all about our dailies. We're gonna research anything that we don't know. Yeah. See, that's what Brick Ramyun is for, sadly. Ah, that's true. That's true. And you can be pretty creative with the Ramyun. I have Shin Green because that's vegan. I've been trying to experiment with the recipe. It doesn't end up well sometimes because like it's just so flavor blasted. Alright, so yeah, this is a chemist lifting with extreme precaution the cuticle of a grand piano. So here's unfortunately this is I think the biggest that I can wait, what if I do this? Wait, we can zoom in. Yeah, this is a classic Dali where like it's kind of this like, well, he's a surrealist, so he depicts things that are kind of like almost dreamlike. They're weird, but like they're supposed to like depict dreamlike things. And I feel like this is one of his more like tame works because he has others that are just like very strange. Like I think my favorite is one where it's like 2 tigers coming out of an elephant, but the tiger is also like attacking a bee on like a woman or something like that. And then there's the infamous what is it, like persistence of memory, which is the one with all the melty clocks and stuff. So like this is pretty tame. It's a guy in the distance who's like kind of camouflaging almost with the landscape, but then there's a guy here. Why he's there, I'm actually not sure. And then there's like a couple other figures, like this one that like, this reminds me of like that one Simpsons episode where Homer was like high on like chili peppers. Speaking of spicy food, like he ate like a really like hot chili pepper and it made him hallucinate. And then there was a moment where he's like, it's like, it looks like Marge, but just like the back of Marge. And then he tries to like turn around and see her face, but she just doesn't have one. Like it just keeps on like repeating over and over. That's what this reminds me of. But yeah, it's like a barren field. A mysterious shape in the foreground. I'm not sure what that is. Leftmost guy drop tooled on the wrong pixel during a Mecha Chameleon game. I still want to play that. I still want to try that one out. How goes it? I'm eating my expensive sesame chicken combo. Ooh, that sounds delish, actually. Speaking of Mecha, I do want to play it. I did start playing a certain game off stream though. Since I bought a whole bunch of games during the Steam sale. And because Owen recommended it, I started playing Everything is Crab off stream, and it's a blast. It's a lot of fun. I like it a lot. I'm on Pressure 3 now. Oh yeah, I read that part. But yeah, very classic Salvador Dali. Everything is Crab is fun. Yeah, totally. You're on Pressure 10? Oh, dang. Yeah, we'll see how today goes. I do want to do some Anthropeum research. But, that looks fun. I wish it were multiplayer. I know that, like, Vampire Survivors is multiplayer now. So I feel like it's only a matter of time before we get, like, a multiplayer version of Everything is Crab. But yeah, maybe I'll play, like, a round at the end of stream today. Yeah, anything else with Dolly? We could also look at, oh, here we go. When this painting was first shown in Chicago in 1937, Dali told a reporter that he intended to induce a feeling of malaise in the viewer. He expanded, "It is impossible to ask for an explanation. I tried to get the nearest to a certain thing as seen in a dream." Oh, and the explanation just cuts off after that. A lot of his works do feel very dreamlike. It does feel like something that you would see in a dream, but like the Barren Wasteland also reminds me of another one of my favorite artists, Giorgio de Chirico. I love a little drama. Let's start a bar fight. Everything good happens at— wait, what? Clear filter. Wait, you can't show me? Is it because of the save search? Do I gotta take out the save search? Is that not a— there we go. Why was this hidden? Like, behind the save search? But yeah, this is some of like Giorgio de Chirico's artwork, and he's probably one of my favorite surrealist artists because like he has a lot of like just these barren landscapes, and to me that is the closest to like a dreamlike state that I've ever felt. There's something about this that I feel like I have been here but only in a dream, you know? Man, it gets boring when you stand still and wait after like 10 minutes. It depends on the build, right? I used to be a garlic truther until I realized it's not optimal, like, at all. But yeah, the thing is, like, once you get a few good builds, then it does get a little boring, and the good thing is I haven't reached that point in Crab yet. My latest run was a social build, and it was good. I was making friends left and right. It was so fun. Sometimes it does that, you just search again. Ah, okay. I see. Good to know. I was like, there's no way it's because I hid AI images, right? Happens after midnight. But yeah, so that is a little bit of Dali. Here's some more works in light muted gold. Oh, dang, I didn't even realize what the topic of this one was. The Hanging of Judas. Dang, is that stained glass too? Here, if you guys want to... What is that? What is happening in this painting? Alright, content warning for death and hanging. Come back in about 5 minutes if that's not Gucci for you to look at. Pre-build is neat if you're good at bullet hells. Ah, the thing is I'm not. I'm not. But it's fun. It's fun to like play around with these builds. I think my favorite one so far has been like a poison one. Actually, yeah, the prey builds are pretty fun because like I tried one where I don't attack anyone. And those are pretty fun, but then it does get a little stressful. Toho coming to Digimon? What do you mean by that? I'm so curious. What do you mean by that? And knees, yeah. If you guys aren't down with knees, there's some knees here. But I'm curious. What is happening in this picture? I know it's the Hanging of Judas, but there's like a devil, and then there's a baby coming out of Judas. Is this like religious impreg? But specifically like with some like weird death stuff as well. The hanging of Judas, rendered in stained glass, transforms a moment of despair into something strangely luminous. Though the subject, drawn from the story of Judas Iscariot, is one of betrayal and remorse, the medium refracts it through color and light, softening its brutality while preserving its emotional weight. You're not gonna explain why there's a baby coming out of the dead guy? Is there not an explanation for this? Yeah, I'm sure it's like super luminous and super pretty when like light flows through it, but like I have a couple of questions. I have a couple of questions, so to speak. Judas was an Omega all along. It's true. It's true, May Shark. We're finding out some secrets here. They don't know, hence the large flowery description. Yeah, I think you're right. It's what I would do for a paper, right? If I wanted to avoid explaining something that I wasn't 100% sure of, I'd just be like, and now, take a look at the luminance. That's just what life was like back then. Required no explanation. I mean, that is true with a lot of... Oh, it just changed. Anyway, yeah, no, that is actually a good point, what Folk said, because yeah, in a lot of like medieval art, a lot of it was just kind of like common knowledge, so they didn't feel the need to like explain everything. Like your usual medieval peasant was just like, yeah, you know, that's that one story, it's that one meme. It'd be like if alien historians were to look back on some of our memes and just be like, why were they so fascinated with a certain set of numbers? Sometimes fanfic is just like that. Haven't you ever been on AO3? Oh, have I? I was just on there this morning. Peg School, hello, hello. The peasant is upset that there is no human face cat. Yeah, You didn't know God's blood is sacred? You heathen! Exactly. We're getting all the medieval memes. But okay, let's move on to the next one. Time Guesser. Let's do Time Guesser and then we're gonna move on to Anthropeum. I still haven't tried these community ones. I don't know if I should. But alright, let's do this. Ooh, France! Right? Isn't this... No, wait. Czechoslovakia? Because I saw the red, white, and blue, and I was just like, oh, you know, France, but... Restaurace? Wait, maybe this isn't... I think maybe this is... Is this maybe the Czechoslovakian flag? Fujoshing out. That's me every day, buddy. That's me every day. Shiopi, hello. I was just talking about Fujoshiing out, and we're doing Time Guesser. This looks like World War II, right? Like these military outfits? Or even later? Actually, I think it's later because like look at everyone else's hair. It's a little bit longer. Like there's a lot of guys, and they all have like kind of longer hair. So I'm thinking maybe this is 60s. And also like this text over here, restaurace, because I think if it was like French, wouldn't it be like restaurant with like an accent or something like that? Let's see. Beans, hello. There's a war parade every year celebrating the end of World War II in Moscow. I don't know if it's this or not. Ooh, okay. In Moscow. Wait. This doesn't quite look... Because then if it was Moscow, I think the flag would still be red with the yellow, right? But unless this is like the 80s after... Actually, because like the Soviet Union didn't become Russia until like 1990, right? I want to say. I was gonna make guys with the long hair joke, but you haven't seen me with my long hair. Soldiers look Soviet. It still could be though. You might be onto something. Howdy, Dream Team. For me, it's also the text, right? A part of me wants to say that this is like Eastern Europe, and that's why I'm thinking maybe it is Czechoslovakia, though now it's not known as Czechoslovakia, right? Here's Czechia and Slovakia. Let's say it's Prague. Just because, like, I don't remember exactly what the Czech flag looked like, but I vaguely remember it being red, white, and blue, but I could be wrong. Yeah, hair looks a little bit longer, so I kind of want to say, like, 60s. Let's do nice. Nice! It is Czechoslovakian. Okay. Protesters confronting Soviet tanks. So Beans was right. This is Soviet tanks. But it wasn't a commemoration. This is a confrontation. Czechoslovak radio headquarters in Prague to defend the country's last source of uncensored broadcast news following the overnight Warsaw Pact invasion that crushed the Prague Spring political liberalization movement. Okay, cool. So we were pretty close on year and location. Think of all the FPSs. I think the guns tell us to. Oh, is that another thing that I need to study now, is also the artillery. The guns. Because, yeah, you could actually... I would imagine this in some kind of, like, COD, right? Think of all the FPSs. Oh, hey, all those Medal of Honor games was for this moment. All to help me. Thank you, Beans. Alright, next round. Let's see, let's see. Sorry for the side seat gaming. No, you guys can help. You guys can help. Ooh, these cars look like the see? They look like the... So maybe 30s and 40s? Everyone's still wearing hats. There are some women here. Huh. But they're fashion. They're, look, they're, these two, their, coats and dresses are a little bit short, right? So I'm thinking maybe this is, like, 40s, but after the war? Oh, we also have an ad break coming up. I don't know location yet, so I don't want to just, like, put in an answer yet. So you know what? I'm just gonna put you guys over in the cup corner. You guys can listen to Chapel Rowan. And then we'll be back. I'm gonna take a look at this photo for a little longer. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Go get your snacks. It's called Couch Co-op for a reason. There you go. There you go. Alright. See you guys in a bit. Alright, we are back. We are back, and I switched out the Chapel Roan for some Vaporwave. Just for some neat little background music. So, I actually did not look at the photo at all during the break. I was yapping with Beans because he installed Mecha Chameleon. So, I was like, oh. We were put in the cup corner so we can't solve the problem before Teach. Joke's on you guys. I didn't look at the photo at all, so you could still solve it before me. So here's what we got. Like I said, the cars are making me think 30s or 40s. The relatively short skirts are making, or not skirts, but like the dresses are making me think this is like post World War II because of all the rationing. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking so far. Is like let's say like 1947, right? Now the thing is location. I think this is America, right? Made in at the Texas company, Texaco gasoline motor oil. So maybe this is somewhere in Tejas, right? Look at all them hats, exactly, right? Look at all the hats. So maybe this might even be 50s then? Wait, let me take a look at my car sketches. Which, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys that I started the research for the 1900s decade study, and it feels so weird because, you know, when we were talking about, like, the 2010s and the 2000s, there's so much to talk about with, like, pop culture, with just, like, current events and stuff, and surely a lot of things happened during the 1900s, but, like, when it comes to pop culture, like, there's no movies to talk about, there's no TV shows to talk about. It's literally books and music. And that's like kind of it. And like a lot of things did happen in the 1900s, but I don't know, like it all feels so like globalized. I don't quite know how to say it, but it could be Mexico. It could be, but let's see if there's any signs. Coca-Cola. That could still be Mexico. I feel like I would see a little bit more Spanish text, but you got a point there. What is this? Roxol drugs? That looks like drugs, right? Drugs. Let me look at my car sketches. So 14 it wouldn't have looked like that. 20s it wouldn't have looked like that. Yeah, so it is the 30s and 40s where you start seeing those like. Wait, let me see the orientation of the grills, because this is horizontal, this is vertical. Vertical is more 30s. Horizontal you see more so during the 40s. So I do feel like this is at least the like, oh, this could even be 50s. Looking at it, this could be. You know what? I'm gonna just say like right here, like 49, right before we get into the 50s. Rexall neat, though they're still around. Wait, really? Oh, Rexall. I read it as Roxall. Yeah, I'm thinking this is Texas in the late 40s. I just don't know where, and it's a big state. Is there any other hints? I feel like if we knew our geography a little bit better. Wait, Court Street? Wait, what did it say over here? Eastman? Safety? Kodak. Oh, I think we've seen a couple photos with like this text on the side before. Texas being Mexico, that's way more of the invention of photography. Oh, that's way before the invention of photography. Yeah. Oh, license plate on the front of the car. Yeah, that is way before. But I was wondering if Devin meant that in terms of like, oh, a lot of like the companies that would be in Texas might also be in like Mexico, but I don't know for sure. Yeah, let's just say we got Dallas, Houston, or San Antonio, right? Yeah, the license plate didn't tell me too much. I think this one says like ALA, so maybe Alabama? But what if it is Alabama? Now let's just try Texas. And let's say, oh my god, stop moving around. There we go. Houston, 1949. It was Alabama! Dang! Gojikins even said. Gojikins even said to check the license plate, and I was like, it looks like LA, it looks like Alabama, but everything else points to Texas, right? Yeah, it was Alabama, and it was 9 years off. It was early 40s. Gets in Alabama with decorated streets bustling with Christmas shoppers. Very nice. It was Sweet Home Alabama. What does this say? VSeeFace Centrum. That sounds Dutch. Oh, this is kind of hard to read. De jus something invalide? I feel like this might be Dutch. I feel like this might be Amsterdam. Oh, and look at those cars. This is looking more like 30s. Especially with that like kind of old-fashioned car in the back over there. Maybe this is more 30s? Amsterdam? Yeah, maybe anything else? It's very hard to read, but the few words that I can make out, it feels like it would be Dutch. It could also be Germanic. I'm actually not. It might even be Nordic. But let's just try it out. 1936. Amsterdam. 15 years. It was the 50s. Dang. But look how close I am. Just a couple of feet. Well, 3,000 feet, but not too bad. A crowd witnessing the unveiling of a memorial plaque in Amsterdam honoring the elderly and chronically ill Jewish residents who were violently deported by Nazi forces to their deaths during the Holocaust from the building that served as their care home. Oh no, dang. Alright, next up. Ooh, Olympics. Olympics in 2 years, we're gonna be living it. I'm gonna be right smack dab in the middle of it. I couldn't get any Olympics tickets, by the way. I did try. When everyone was buying their tickets, I joined in on the like, oh, like enter the lottery to get your tickets. And then my time came. I couldn't decide what tickets I wanted. And then when I could decide when I did decide what tickets I wanted, the site was down. Are they coming to Los Brincos? Yes. In 2028, the Olympics are coming to Los Brincos. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Don't go outside at any point in July of 2028. I think it's July. But yeah, it's gonna be heck. Well, actually, maybe by then our transportation will be a little bit better because like some of the like the public transportation projects are going to be complete by then, but oh god, I was scared. But anyway, I couldn't get any tickets. And tickets to get to the opening ceremony of the 2028 Los Brincos Olympics is like in the thousands. It was like 3,000 for a good seat. Actually, no, I think that was like 3,000 for like a bad seat. And like the good seats were like in the tens of thousands. It won't? Yeah. As a public transportation enjoyer and truther, I feel the same. I feel like it's not like the new purple line is fantastic. And then they're doing a whole bunch of things with like some of the other lines too, but I don't know if they're gonna finish by then. So okay, so the fashion for this one looks 70s. Like, look at this guy's fashion. Passion for passion. Let's say 70s. It could also be like late 60s, but let's say 70s. No, wait. We gotta do our math, right? Oh, I'm bad at this. If it's an Olympics... Wait, what does this say? Pectopa? Pectopa? Oh, wait, there's Cyrillic there. This is I can't read that. Luniki? Dang, this requires knowledge of like when the Olympics were at each city. Do you think they'll finally finish the highway by then? No. they will not. It's gonna be Europeans complaining that they can't walk to events again. Oh yeah, yeah. What's crazy is I was listening to Sklimbo the other day talk about like where he's from. he finally let out the secret of where he's from. And it's funny because he said that like it's about the size of like a like it feels very European in like the size of the place where he lives, except for the fact that it's not walkable. And it's like, dang, even the small places are not walkable. The Europeans are not gonna have a good time. Like, if they're not gonna have a good time on the East Coast, I don't know if they're gonna have a good time over here on the West Coast, where like, yeah, nothing is walkable here. In fact, like, if you choose to walk to certain places, it is actively like hostile. Los Brincos is at times actively hostile if you choose to walk rather than take the car. So yeah, this might be a Soviet state. Let's see, so I need to do my math, because if it's 28, 24, 2020, 2016, 2012, 2008, 2004, 2000... I don't want to count backwards from all of that. Get good at Frogger? Yeah. They got to find out if Cali is larger. Yeah, they get to find out that California is larger than some other country. Los Brincos is freaking, like, too large. It's too large. Like, if you're hoping to visit, like, Hollywood, which why would you also is another thing. Like, Hollywood and Highland, I feel like, I haven't been to Times Square, but I feel like those two places have the same aura. Where it's like, it's a very popular location, especially for tourists, but when you actually go there, it's terrible. It's like actually terrible. So yeah, like, but if you want to go to like Hollywood and then like go to, I don't know, like Santa Monica, like you could do that in one day, but like, I don't know if you would want to. Like, I was amazed that there's a stadium somewhere in the east where it's illegal to walk into the stadium. You have to drive. Oh, if you're talking about Los Brincos, I feel like I know which one you might be talking about. But if not, or maybe you're talking about the East Coast, but no, yeah. So I feel like there's Cyrillic here. Maybe 78? Let's just do like 78 Moscow. Right, I don't know for sure, but I feel like we should get some kind of move on with this. Moscow, oh, it is Moscow. That was a guess. That was a guess. A scene outside Central Lenin Stadium in Moscow during the 1980 Summer Olympic Games. The stadium was later renamed to Luzhniki Stadium. Ah, that's what the Cyrillic says. In 1992, following the dissolution of the Soviet Union. I think that's what the Cyrillic says. This is Luzhniki. Yeah, it is. It is. Cool. I love hearing stories of Europeans who think they can fit New York, Disney World, and LA in a week trip. That's insane. That's like actually insane. Cause like even fitting like, I don't know, like even fitting anything that's like on opposite ends of Los Brincos is like crazy. Within like a day. But like fitting all of like, yeah, New York, LA, and like Disney World all in a week is like actual insanity. That's not happening. Not Los Brincos, but I think it was somewhere in the US but east. Ah, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt you. I wouldn't doubt you if there was a place like that. Where it's like, no pedestrians allowed. Okie dokie, where are we? Oh, there's fires in the background there. Is this Los Brincos? This feels very Los Brincos. Like, the beautiful hillsides, but they're also on fire. And then people just biking in the foreground, you know? There's something about this that feels very Los Brincos. Do we get any clues here? So it is some kind of biking event. If only we... Wait, what's this? School something. The signs look very Los Brincos, but I don't know if those signs are just standardized throughout the West, the US. Is that the fire Randon wanted to bike closer to? Maybe. Beautiful. Sorry. It's okay. If you hear some giggling, Beans is finding out about the wonders of Mecha Chameleon. I'm a little jealous. Should I trust my gut and just say Los Brincos? This could literally be last year. The oh my god, when was it? Like January of last year, the Pacific Palisades? But then there was another fire around the same time too. Should I trust my gut? I might just want to trust my gut and say that this was last year, January. And I know exactly where that was. Pacific Palisades is like over here. Like this area. But there was another fire in this area too, and that's also like a hilly location. The problem is that there's a fire every year, yeah. That's also very true. That's also like 100% true. I feel like it could be this one, it could be Pacific Palisades. If we look at like these mountains, these houses look it could honestly be either one. I think I was thinking of this one first, and I do want to try and trust my gut a little bit more. So let's say like here. Let's say here. But it could be though. It could also be just not California at all. But let's take a guess. Whoa! What is this? Cyclists powering up Heartbreak Hill, a notoriously steep incline in Hawaii Kai, Oahu during the 2005 Honolulu Century Ride. Ah, I got. Wait, so that means that's not smoke. That's either clouds or like or a volcano? The one for this year has already started, I hear. Has? I'm trying to remember. There have been fires lately, but the biggest fire in Los Pincos was like a chemical fire. At least from what I heard. Dang, we misjudged that last one. It brought down our score a lot, but it's okay. I don't feel as bad as I usually do. Like, there are times where I'm like, I got, right? But that one, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with missing that one. But okay, let's put our score up. Let's see. Oh, nice, Peck School. You did better. You got Hawaii. You got the Hawaii one. That's crazy. The current fires are small, just some useless buildings. Now I wonder. Now I wonder if they really are. But alright. Here's the main attraction for today. So we're gonna play ANTHROPEUM. And everything that I get wrong, we're gonna research. So this might be a long stream. It could also be a not so long stream. But also, I might be lazy with my research. I might just look it up and just be like, huh, interesting, and then move on. So let's see how we do. Let's see how we do. Alright, ANTHROPEUM. Ooh, okay. I also like doing it, I like doing ANTHROPEUM on stream because I do like typing up my commentary on the Discord. If you guys have been noticing, for the days that I don't stream, I still do ANTHROPEUM, but I'll type up a whole commentary on it just because, like, I don't know, I like sharing the details of, like, I thought it was this, but it was that. Or, like, this one's tricky because it combines these two regions, but I also like doing it on stream because then I could just audibly say it and not type it up. So, this one's a bit of a mystery, actually. No, wait. If it has to be held up by a stand like this, I'm thinking Mediterranean. But these motifs, I'm not actually sure. So if it has to be held up like this, I want to say it's Greek. But these motifs don't quite look like they would be Greek. Like, the motifs actually look like they might even be, like, American. Like, indigenous American. But also the clay color. The clay color is white, and I feel like when it comes to the Americas, you're more likely to see brown or red. So I'm gonna lean more towards Mediterranean. This could even be Egyptian, like the way that these kind of look like feathers. This could be like Greek era Egyptian. So why don't we try that? Let's try Alexandria Greek era, which I actually don't remember when the Greek era is. I just know that 1000 to 500 is about the New Kingdom, so we could say let's say around here. Submit guess. Ooh, it is Egyptian. It's not a Greek era. It's or Hellenistic period. It's New Kingdom. Ramses. Okay, so it's a wine jar. The wine jar is decorated with floral garlands, like those used in representations of funerary feasts. Numerous jars of this sort were found in Sennagem's tomb. See blah blah blah. Other objects in this collection were also discovered in the same tomb. All right, cool. So we don't have to really like research this too much, but I am curious. This is we could research it. We could research a little bit. Let's look at like this says Ramesside, aka like the time of Ramses. So let's look up like Ramses era art. And instead of Wikipedia, let's just do DuckDuckGo. Ramses or Ramesside art. Let's see if there's anything that we can like recognize from it. These are jars. Ramesside. What about Ramesside jar? Oh, not a jar. Oh, that's funny. If you just type in Ramesside jar, this is the only thing that pops up. It's literally the same vessel. So, yeah, I guess I was under the impression that there were more that kind of look like that. This one kind of looks more like it, right? Yeah, the rest are kind of different, but yeah, for me, what kind of gave it away was like the color. I can't tell if that's painted is the thing. I can't tell if that like light color is paint or if that's just like the natural color of the clay. Wait, is it even clay? I just assumed that it was, but I didn't actually look at the what's it called? The medium. It is. It's painted red pottery. Oh, it doesn't look red though. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on. Ooh, okay. What is this? Also, I found a way to like scroll around this without Schnackery. What's up? Oh, hey man. Schnackery. Schnackery. Come here. Come here. He loves just staring at me and wondering why I'm not petting him. Pet the cat. Oh, you guys are petting the cats though. Hold on, let me also turn on the lights in the room. Schnackery. Don't allow. Schnackery. If you want pets, you could just come closer. He just sat down where he was. He just sat down. He has no intention of getting any closer to me. Okay, so what could this be? There is the ascension number on the back. This looks like it hooks into something. Maybe it's some kind of this looks like, I don't know, some kind of like latch? Not latch, but like it's something that like flips. Why Meowbeast named Snack? Oh, that's a fun that's a fun. It's not even like a real story. Basically his actual name is Zach. Right, Schnackery? His actual name is Zach, which is actually in a weird way short for zucchini. Which is funny because my brother also has a cat whose name is Zuki, and that's actually short for zucchini. So his real name is Zach, but we started calling him like Snack Zyder as a play on Zack Schneider, right? So get it? Like Snack Zyder. And then from there it became Schnackery because, you know, like the long form of Zach is Zachary, like Zachary Taylor, the president. So now we have Schnackery. that's why that's his name. But yeah, this looks like a cover to something, and this kind of looks like a fleur-de-lis, or whatever that, like, French, like, design is. I don't know if that's exactly what this is. What's the medium? It's just gold, right? It could be, like, it could be French, but, like, older, right? Maybe medieval? Well, let's try it out. Let's try it out. Let's do medieval. I'll put it, like, right here in the middle, like, medieval, French. Submit hint. Ooh, okay, so it's not. It is still Europe. Time period is right, though. It's medieval times. This is Avar? What is that? Gold belt mount. Oh, a belt. Okay. Miscast and unfinished. Oh, it was a test run. Or it was something that was kind of like seen as a mistake, so they kind of just threw it out. Oh, interesting. You can kind of tell, especially like when you look at the textures here on the gold. It does look a little misshapen. Interesting. Okay, let's take a look at this. The treasure contains an array of belt fittings, some elaborately decorated, some unfinished or defectively cast, some show no signs of use while others are quite worn. Let's read some more. The Avars. Okay. Oh, I think this is Eastern Roman Empire. So the Avars were a nomadic tribe of mounted warriors from the Eurasian steppe. The Byzantine Emperor Justinian negotiated with them in the 6th century to protect the empire's northern border along the Black Sea. Oh, you know what's interesting? I've been trying to like learn a little bit more about like medieval stuff lately. And I got this book, I think it's like Power of the Throne or Throne of Powers or something like that. And it starts off with like the transition from like Roman times to medieval times. And I think this is one of the stories they talk about. Is how like the Roman Empire, the Western Roman Empire already fell, but there's still the Eastern Empire in Byzantium, also known as Constantinople, not Istanbul, but Constantinople. And yeah, there was like this constant thing with like certain Byzantine emperors having to like negotiate with people coming in from the steppe. So like eventually like the Huns are part of it as well. So I guess the Avars are part of it. Protect the northern border. Emboldened by their subjugation of numerous tribes, they unsuccessfully attempted to seize the empire's capital, Constantinople. They remained a scourge of both Byzantium and the Western kingdoms until Charlemagne defeated them in the 1790s and early 800s. All of the money and treasure that the Avars have been years amassing was seized, and no war in which the Franks have ever engaged brought to them such riches and such booty. Up to that time, the Avars had passed for a poor people, but so much gold and silver was found that one may well think that the Franks took justly from the Avars what the Avars had formerly taken unjustly from the nations. The Vrap treasure. Booty? Now I'm curious. The Vrap treasure. Tribute payments from the Byzantine Empire and the war booty provided the Avars with enormous amounts of gold and silver. Avar goldsmiths created works of exceptionally high quality and were accounted among the Avars' ruling class. Okay, let's look up some of these names because I'm not familiar with the Avars like at all. So let's look this up. Avars. Avar, ye matey. The Pannonian Avars. Or the Avars of the Caucasus? It's either. Ah, so I wonder if they're related at all. So it looks like they're from here. Ah, so where modern day, like, Russia is. And a little bit of, like, Eastern Europe. The Avar Cognate. I wonder how much they're related to, like, the Huns. Or, like, the Mongolians. Because they're referred to as, like, steppe people, right? Like, people of the steppe. Carpathian Avars. It says here Avars. The Avars. Eurasian nomads. Known as the Obri. By the Russians. The Abaroi. The Pseudo-Avars. The Apar. Interesting. Oh, wow. This is some of their artwork. Oh, wow. It's like gold. Schneckery. What's wrong? Oh, he's playing with his toy. Give me a second. He also wants to leave. Okay, okay. Schnackery doesn't like my research methodology, and that's why he left. He was like, "You're just looking at Wikipedia. That's not always a dependable source," and he just left. He spat in my face and left. Okay, he didn't go that far, but he had some things to say, methinks. Okay, but cool. Okay, so it's looking like the Avars were kind of a nomadic peoples from over east. Maybe towards the Caucasus. Let's see, grave goods. Oh, interesting. So I'm wondering if, like, the reason why we know about some of their artwork is because, I guess similar to, for example, like West Mexico, I do a lot of studies on West Mexican art because we have a lot of their art from tombs. And I'm wondering if it's the same. Well, that's the same with like a lot of art history, is that a lot of these things are admittedly looted from tombs. So, for example, a lot of like Egyptian works, we only know about it because it was taken from the tombs of pharaohs. So I guess it's the same case here. We're seeing also a lot of gold. Lots of gold. A bowl? Oh wow. This kind of looks like it's like, oh wow, it's like so ornate over here. So it looks like the bowl itself is like hammered. Because you can kind of, it looks like kind of like hammer marks here, right? So it's not just cast. Like they have like a basic shape and then it's hammered. But then this looks so ornate in comparison to the overall bowl. I like these coins too. This looks like it's probably cast, right? The thing is, I don't know my metalwork lingo that much, so I don't know if I'm even saying the right thing, but oh, I have so much to learn about Central Asian peoples, because this is a lot. Wait, how come I'm not seeing the names on here? Oh, that's interesting. So if you like hover over this map, it's a little hard to see, but like there's little names on it and they all lead to their own Wikipedia article. The Pontic Steppe, the Bulgars, the Khazars, Byzantine Empire, Islamic Caliphate. Oh, I've heard about the Goturks. Or Gokturks? Interesting, interesting. Okay, so this is another, like, art historical region that requires a little bit more study. The Avars. I'm gonna write this down. Avars and Central Asian art. Yeah, you know what? I think this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take note of, like, which areas I'm especially weak in art history-wise, and maybe we'll do, like, a little study session one of these days about it. Ooh, okay, we got some Islamic writing. We got some Arabic writing here. Very ornate. A lot of, like, really nice calligraphy. And this is metal, right? Copper alloy cast. Okay, so after playing a lot of, like, Anthropeum over the past couple of weeks, it feels like anytime we see anything with, like, Arabic writing, like, I think that it's more so West Asia, especially like places like Baghdad or Tehran. And then it usually ends up being like Pakistan. Right? So I'm wondering if this is the case, but everything that we've gotten from Pakistan is like paper. It's like ink on paper. This is metal. So I'm wondering if, for once, it actually will be Baghdad, right? Let's try it out. Let's try it out. If this ends up being India... India, Pakistan, we're just gonna, like, every time we see Arabic writing, we're just gonna always assume that it's just India, Pakistan. Because maybe that's just how the Met's collection is, right? I don't know about time period, but let's just say, because it's copper alloy, I don't know, part of me wants to say medieval, but let's try later medieval, right? Like here, after 1000 CE. So let's try it out. No, we were so... It was India! It was India! It's always India! Why is it always India? It's never Baghdad. It's never West Asia. It's always India. And then, let's see. And it was a little bit later, too. Fell for it again! We keep falling for it. I keep falling for it. Let's view the description on this one. This is a calligraphic dish. The central inscription on this dish is a slightly altered form of the Shi'i progression of faith, and the passages around it are from the Quran. This dish is one of the group of about 20 objects decorated with superb Tuluth script, the specific function of which is unknown. And this is 1600s. Okay, so let's try to look at 1600s India... Because you see, I'm thinking about like modern day India where like it's mostly Hindu and like a lot of more of the Islamic folks are over in Pakistan. So it's possible that like a while back, maybe there were more Muslims in India. So let's take a look at... Here, let me look at 1600s Islamic art in India. Oh, Art of the Mughals. Or Mughals? I'm actually not sure how to pronounce this, but I've definitely seen the term. I know that the British would probably say Mughal, right? Ah, oh, you know what? And this is from the Met. So maybe this is a good resource that we could be looking into. The Art of the Mughals before 1600. The artists who worked for Akbar, the first great Mughal patron of the arts of the book, included Persians as well as Indian Muslims and Hindu. I love Mughals. That's the issue with, like, I don't know how to pronounce it, so now it just comes out sounding like Mughals from, like, Final Fantasy, right? And I want to know the proper pronunciation. Oh, this is cool. I do love Indian art a lot. Like, Hindu is, well, this is more Islam, right? Ooh, the Book of Hamza. I wanna, let's, we're gonna put this on the list too. What is the Book of Hamza? The spy Zambur brings Mahia to the city of Tawarik. Folio from the Hamza Nama. Mogul. Okay. Mo like the name. Not like Moe. I like that just from context. In my head, I was like, Tsundere dere dere. Yeah, I don't think it would be like Moegul, right? Okay, so Mogul. Alright, cool. Dere dere. I'm Binka dere. Short dere. The Hamza Nama tells the story of Hamza, the uncle of the Prophet, who traveled the world speaking the teachings of Islam. The story was a popular subject for public recitation in coffee houses. So exciting and full of fantastic elements were the tales. Can I see the image a little bit closer? Ooh, okay. I think one thing that I do want to learn is, like, differentiating between, like, Hindu Indian art versus, like, Islamic Indian art. I think that'll also help me kind of level up my ANTHROPEUM skills. Mughal. The Mughal Empire. Kupo! I love Mughals. Especially the ones in Final Fantasy IX. Like, what is it? Artemisian? He had such a unique coat. Cool. So I guess Mughal art is another one to look into. Oh, this one is Hindu. It says Krishna. Krishna holds up Mount Govardhan to shelter the villages of Braj. Legend of Hari. Oh, is this where the term Hari Krishna comes from? I know that Krishna, of course, is like part of it, but like I wasn't sure about the Hari part. The Hindu epics, the Mahabharata and the Ramayana. The best Mughals are from the best Final Fantasy, Crystal Chronicles. I haven't played that one. Is that... I think I've heard of that one. Is that one of the, those like, what is it? The tactics type Final Fantasies? Or is that like a different kind of format? Oh, this is cool. Oh, I've heard of these, the Jali. These are like these really ornate screens that let's see, windows, room dividers, and railings. And the geometry is not only aesthetically pleasing, but I think it also helps with like air circulation in houses to keep things kind of like air conditioned without air conditioner. Oh, cool. Okay. So we're gonna look into Mughal art. Okay, let's bring it back to ANTHROPEUM. The best Final Fantasy, Crystal Chronicles? No, I said it's a good Final Fantasy. Ah. Okay, so that was India. We must not be fooled in future rounds. If we get another one with Arabic writing, we just gotta assume that it's actually India. It's never Baghdad, apparently. Ooh, this looks medieval as heck. Yeah, this looks super Christian. Is this ivory? I feel like this is probably... Oh, the thing is, I don't know, like... This could be French, but it could also be Italian, right? Honestly, it could be anywhere within like, Europe. Yeah, I feel like this is ivory, right? Yeah, ivory with metal mounts. Oh, there's so many pictures. Okay, so this is definitely medieval. I I'm going off of like the proportions over here. Very ornate. It's very cool. I feel like this is the Last Supper, right? I keep on seeing this one video on Instagram. I keep seeing this one video on Instagram of like, I guess it's like an old religious cartoon from either Brazil or Portugal because the people are speaking Portuguese, but it's just captioned with, I wonder which one is Judas. And there's just one, it's like Jesus telling all the apostles, like, one of you will betray me. And all the apostles are like, oh my god, is it me? Is it me, my lord? Is it me? And then the one that like very obviously looks like Judas is like, is it me, my lord? That's what this reminds me of. Like, is it me, my lord? 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 I wonder which one's Judas. They're all dressed so CE. Yeah, it feels medieval, so that would be anywhere from 500 to 1500 CE. The question is location. I actually don't know where, because it could be. I don't know like the differences between like if this is a German work versus like a French one. This kind of clothing, I don't know. Maybe this is French. Let's go with body. Let's go with body. Oui, oui. And then it could be anywhere from 500 to 1500, right? So let's, why don't we say here, like after 1000 CE. Submit guess. Ooh! Yes! We did it! It is French! It's French! Our guess was, oh, it should have been later. It should have been the 1300s. I see, I see. But still, we got it! This is a diptych with the scenes from Christ's Passion. Ah. Yeah, this is the Last Supper. This is, oh, I think this is Judas given the Yowie kiss, right? Being like, it's him. He's the guy. Oh my gosh, what? Oh, it's Judas. What is happening here? I was like, why is it out? Why is all of this out and why is he being hung? But I think this is like telling the story of like, this is Judas betraying him and this is Judas, you know, doing the thing. Good lord. Like literally, you know? And then this is the actual, like, crucifixion. Oh, the washing of the feet. And that's it closed. Alright. Oh, I guess it ends with the crucifixion, not the resurrection. Very interesting. There's something coming out of him here as well. Yeah, I'm so curious about, like, what is the like, medieval mythology with Judas? Because, like, they keep showing... They keep showing a strange happening every time he like offs himself, right? Like what is happening here is my question, right? Maybe that's something we have to research, right? Do we dare research like why that's happening? The what? Okay, medieval Judas. You know what? I'm gonna cover this up. Yeah, it's already covered up, but let me medieval Judas. Creature coming out of stomach is what I'll look up. Judas cradle? That sounds like a torture device. It is a torture device. Yalda Bayoth. This is getting into some Gnosticism stuff. I know you guys can't see the results, but it's because I don't want to like I don't want you guys to get like flashbanged by like some kind of picture of Judas like getting hanged and like some other stuff happen. Yeah, why like what do I Google here or what do I look up on DuckDuckGo? Why is Judas pregnant in medieval artwork? This is not the route I thought we would be going. Is what I'm saying here. Depictions of medieval Judas. Judas's death. We'll put death. Okay, there's an article called The Suicide of Judas in Medieval Art. It's a bit of a long article, but Well, it's not that long. It's just that, like, I don't know if I want to read it all the way through on stream, you know? Judas and Brick. Alexa played Judas by Lady Gaga. I actually do like that song. Let's give it a listen, shall we? Also, hello, Idol. As you can see, we're looking up why Judas is pregnant in a lot of medieval art for some reason. There we go. Alright, so this is the article that I'm looking at. Oh, maybe I should do a content warning. Maybe I should do a content warning. So, content warning for mentions of unaliving oneself, as the kids say. Suicide, essentially, by hanging. And possibly mpreg? I don't know. Alexa heard you and started playing something in Spotify. Oh no! I'm sorry. It's like the Alexa and the miso effect, right? But yeah, content warning for that. Here's the article that I'm looking at. Let's see. Infamous. I'm just gonna like skim through it. The actual Bible says very little about his death. Oh, but it's St. Augustine's City of God that talks more about it. I've heard a little bit about St. Augustine's City of God. This is kind of like one of those yeah. Yeah, thank you, Matthew, for the content warning. Yeah, like content warning, like suicide, but also maybe mpreg for some reason. But yeah, City of God is one of those like sources that comes after the actual Bible itself that like talks a little bit about like biblical ideas, but then they kind of become canon. Like the idea of like Satan, for example, is popularized in other like later works rather than in the Bible itself. Because like if you look for mentions of Satan in the Bible, a lot of people point towards like the serpent in the Garden of Eden and the Book of Job, right? But that one is more of like in the Garden of Eden, that's kind of just a snake. Like it's just a talking snake, and you can interpret it as the devil, as a lot of people did in later times, but like you could also just interpret it as like a talking snake, you know, as one does. And then in the Book of Job, it's rather a figure called the accuser. But in, I believe, Hebrew, the name translates to Ha-Satan, which, or Ha-Satan, which just translates to like a title, which is like the accuser. So it could also just be a guy, you know, but because of like, you know, the prevalence of like the word Satan nowadays, it's like, oh no, that is Satan himself. That is like the devil. But if you read it in like in actual Hebrew, it's actually just like it's a dude that happens to be accusing, you know. So like technically there is no like mentions of like the actual like devil and Satan in the Bible, but like it's later works that like reinterpret these figures. Let's see, the commandment thou shalt not kill included oneself. Oh yeah, so like this is kind of like Augustine's commentary on Judas's suicide. Condemnation of Judas. People misinterpreting the Bible? That never happens. Just like lying on the internet. No one would ever lie on the internet. Let's see. Earliest surviving depiction of Judas. Oh, you know what? I can make the text a little bigger if you guys want to read it yourselves. Connected to the earliest surviving narrative image of the crucifixion in the early 5th century Italian ivory. That be elaborated on. We see Christ nailed to the cross surrounded by the Virgin Mary, Saint John, and the centurion Longinus. Christ is not so much nailed to the cross as he stands on it, as he can be seen by the position of his feet. His body is rigid and muscular, wide awake and triumphant. But Judas is just on the other side of the ivory. His limp body is suspended off the ground, heavy enough for the tree branch to bend under his weight. The 30 pieces of silver for which he betrayed Jesus lie at his feet, providing a clue as to the reason for his present state of suspension. The ivory casket uses Judas as a direct contrast against Christ. If Christ symbolizes the defeat of death, Judas symbolizes death itself. I wonder if the thing that's coming out of him is the 30 coins, the 30 silver coins, right? I never lie on the internet. I'm shorter than Beka. Lies, and not even slander. Slander against yourself, I guess. I found that it might be a depiction of his soul being taken to hell by a demon. Oh, so his soul is a baby. Or it could be like, yeah, like in medieval times you also see the depiction of the homunculus, which is basically this idea of like a being that is like, that never matures into adulthood. It's just always there. And there's this idea of like Jesus as the homunculus, of like he was never a child but always just Jesus, like in perfection, you know? So a little Judas. It's a little Judasito, you know? So it could also be related to that, I feel. Produced around 1130, this famous sculpture marks a turning point. One of the first things we notice is that Judas has been taken out of the narrative. He's in complete solitude, hanging naked and screaming. Oh, Jesus. Alright, so this is just talking more about the coins. In Gothic art, it becomes grislier and grislier, with the lapsed apostle hanging, with his intestines gushing out. This is quite... This is getting quite graphic. You see that Judas has been stripped naked, humiliated, and disemboweled. He wraps his own hand around his throat, exclaiming that he did it by his own hand. Yeah, this is very gruesome. Jesus actually has two deaths in the gospel. The second death occurs in Acts, where he falls, whoa, and splits open. This one I didn't know about. I don't know about the second death. Ah, so the stomach bursting open is like his entrails, I guess. The bloody spectacle of Judas's suicide also satisfying an increasing urge to see Christ's betrayer punished in a fitting manner. So this one doesn't say anything about like why there's a baby coming out of him, but I think what Pexcool said is probably like a good explanation of like that is just like a symbolic depiction of like the soul exiting his body and being like, you know, taken by a demon. Don't you mean, oh Judas? Is this torture? Sounds like a wild weekend for sure, but I don't know if I call it torture. But okay, so it's seeming like as we get further along in medieval times, like the depictions of like Judas the betrayer and his death gets like more gruesome as like a like, yeah, take that, loser. Take that, you chud. Though I don't know if I've ever talked about this before, but like I'm a fan of the Gnostic text that shows that Judas was actually like Jesus's best buddy that knew him the best, and he was actually just fulfilling the role of like someone needed to make sure that Christ gets crucified. Like Christ already knew that it was gonna happen. He just needed someone to like play their part. So like according to like one of these Gnostic texts, it's called like the Gospel of Judas. He's not a traitor at all, but he's actually like he's actually Jesus's like closest like confidant, and he's basically like playing the part that like essentially like starts the process of Jesus' earthly body dying, you know? So he Dave Stridered it. If that's how you want to think about it. Yes. There you go. But yeah, like personally I'm more I don't know, I kind of like that idea rather than Judas just being, you know, like a betrayer chud. But you know, you're free to interpret it however you want. I kind of like the idea of like, oh, Judas knew all along and he's actually like the closest confidant. He Doc scratched it. Exactly. So I don't, it's an interesting reinterpretation of things for sure, you know? Of like Jesus knew that his earthly body had to die regardless, and he trusted Judas to be the one to jumpstart that process, you know? But whatever you guys want to believe. Let's go ahead and get back to Anthropeum. We found the secret of I guess we kind of found the secret of why Judas is possibly Ampreg. Jesus fandom is crazy, yo. It really is. It really is. All right, let's get back to Anthropeum. We're only on round 5. This is cool. This looks like pixel art. Take a look at this. So this looks Christian, definitely, but I've never seen something like this where... Doesn't this look like the top of, like, the Iron Cross? Like, the Germanic Iron Cross? But these, like, stepped motifs feel like it could be the Americas. Like, this could be, like, post-colonization in, like, Latin America, right? Even worse than the My Hero Academia fandom. That's quite a claim, one might say. Which is worse, which is more controversial, the Jesus fandom or the MHA fandom? I think it depends on which side of the fandom you're on, right? I'm part of the liberation theology side of the Jesus fandom, if that narrows it down. Can you imagine someone saying that about any other fandom? Like, oh, I'm part of the fandom that believes in, like, the liberation theology. Oh, of the Bible? No, of My Hero Academia. Hello, Baxter Crook. We do have an ad break coming up. But by the way, that is true. I don't know how to say, like, what my religion is, because, like, I used to just say agnostic, but I feel like I'm, like, leaning towards Christian, but, like, the liberation theology side of it, where it's kind of, like, almost like a socialist reading of, like, the Bible. But maybe we shouldn't get into that. Definitely worse than the Bakudiku truthers. Oh, man, I feel like if I were a little bit more into My Hero Academia, I do wonder what my OTP would be, because I feel like I never go for, like, the... Nah, that's a lie. I was gonna say, like, I never go for, like, the most popular pairings. But Tai Yamato is just there, you know? But, okay, we have an ad break. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Okay, we're back. I was watching Beans play Mecha Chameleon. It's pretty funny. But alright, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. I didn't look at the picture too long, so your guys' guess is as good as mine with this one. Unorthodox Christian. You could call me that. You could call me that. But if you are curious, I'd say look up liberation theology if you want to know what my flavor of faith is. I don't know. I would say I'm still kind of agnostic, like a mix of agnostic and a mix of like liberation theology Christian. Well, we'll say that. We'll say that. I got my own relationship with Jeebus. Yeah, liberation theology. If you look it up, that's kind of like a good summary of like how I personally read the Bible. But yeah, that's what I mean by like I'm not superstitious. I'm only slightly stitious. But yeah, take a gander at it if you are so inclined. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. So this does look like a cross. It looks like a, if you guys want some vocab, a cruciform. Cruciform is just a fancy way of saying it's cross-shaped, right? It does look like it, but it also has like these extra motifs on it. Like, well, first off, there's these mini crosses, and then these like little like, it reminds me of like the German Iron Cross, right? So maybe this is like Germanic? But then there's also these like stepped like geometric motifs as well, which you see in some of the Americas. So this could be like post-colonization Latin America. It could be Germany. I'm actually not entirely sure. It could even be Africa. It could even be like Ethiopia, because they also have like their own sect of like Orthodox Christianity over there, right? Actually, now I'm thinking maybe it is Ethiopia. What is this, brass? Maybe it is Ethiopia. Yeah, what if we say Addis Ababa? And the thing is, they're one of the oldest groups of like Christian the oldest like Christian groups in the world. So it really could be like dating all the way back to like 1 CE. But let's say 1000 CE. Ethiopia. Submit guess. There's no way we can. There's no way. We did it. We did it. I didn't get the time period right, but it is Ethiopian. Let's freaking go. Oh my gosh. Ah, so that's how their crosses look. Dang, I really was so close to... Yeah, the dating's not... I got, it was 1300 to 1500, but I dated a little earlier. Dating? But we did it! We got Ethiopia! Nice. And that's such a small, like, area, too. Like, if I had just guessed, like, a little north and or a little south, I wouldn't have gotten it. So Ethiopian crosses are unique among Christian art for their variety of form. The cross became an object of dramatic aesthetic elaboration after the Aksumite Emperor Ezana converted to Christianity and adopted it as the state religion. Despite the antiquity of Ethiopian Christian art, processional crosses are antedating? I'm actually not familiar with that word. Antedating? The 17th... Oh, is that before dating? They predate? Just say predate then. Predate the 17th century. Processional crosses that are before the 17th century are rare due to 16th century Islamic incursions that devastated the region. Oh, that's good to know. So if we ever see anything that might be Ethiopian, it might be after the 16th century. Huh, that's a good little tip. You know what? I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that as a little factoid. Maybe one of these days I'll make like a little guide of like if you see something that looks Ethiopian Christian, it just might be after the 1600s. Or sorry, 16th century. What does it say? Emanating from the central square in drive with a pate cross. 2 short side arms and 2 longer vertical arms with rectangular openings terminate in stepped forms. 3 of these terminal points are punctuated by cruciform openings and support additional pate crosses at their summits. Shallow lines engraved during the casting process enliven the broad plains. I'm getting kind of tired of reading this. We'll just save this for later. We'll save this page for later. And we'll keep it going. Yo, Owen, hello! Thank you for the raid. How you guys doing? Hello, mechanics. My name's Babinka Bear. I'm your local Sun Bear art history teacher and educational streamer. And today we are playing ANTHROPEUM. This is actually one of these daily games that I play quite often where you get 10 artifacts and have to figure out where and when they're from. And I feel so proud of myself because I guessed correctly on this Ethiopian cross. Time period I didn't quite get, but location is the name of the game too. So I'm really proud of myself because I was really close to picking the Americas or Germany because of some of the forms on here. But hello, how was Space Haven? Tell me how Space Haven went. Unless you want to do some post-stream care, no worries at all. To Owen and the mechanics, no worries at all. But if you want to stick around, we're gonna be playing this game for the rest of the stream and just researching anything that we want to find out more about. So I'm thinking this is what I might want to do for my Monday streams, is just the dailies, but we research anything we don't know, which I think is a fun way to learn more about stuff. But yes, howdy Raiders. Let me know how Space Haven was. We're talking about Judas from the Bible Emperor. That too, we were talking about why for some reason in a lot of medieval art, there was a lot of Judas. Okay, so we think that it was a depiction of Judas's soul leaving his body after his death, but the way that they showed it in a lot of medieval art is Judas giving birth ? So yeah. It's a fun little colony sim. I love making my spaceship and watching folk get mauled by a nasty alien and passing out on the floor. No, folk! Yeah, sounds like it was a fun time. So thanks again for the raid. Thank you. And yeah, feel free if you need to do any post-stream care, no worries at all. Let's go ahead and go to the next round. Ooh, so this is another funny one when it comes to... You got better. Very nice. Glad to know. So this is another funny one when it comes to ANTHROPEUM, because there's a lot of times where I'll see something and I feel like it'll be Chinese because of either the clothing, the style of painting, and it'll actually be old Japanese. Which, like, for a while there were a lot of features that were shared among, like, early Japanese culture and, like, Chinese. But, like, I don't know, that's what like confuses me a lot of the time. Was Judas an Omega? That was part of the discussion, right? So let's go ahead and take a closer look at this. We can kind of take our time with this as well, of like what's going on. This looks like it's King Yama, isn't it? Like the King of Hell. Like if you've ever watched Yu Yu Hakusho, they have like a depiction, and Dragon Ball Z, now that I think about it, there's a depiction of like King Enma, or King Yama as they call him in Japan, and he's like the ruler, the emperor of like hell. So it looks like that might be what this is, and it looks like there's a bunch of demons that are kind of like terrorizing people. The demons would probably be workers of King Enma, right? So it looks like this demon is making this guy look at like a mirror or a portal. I'm actually not entirely sure. But it looks like a demon. And then this guy also looks like a demon, but he's dressed in these like imperial robes. Oh, was he in Big Hero 6? Now I'm trying to remember. Case. This also looks like a demon, right? It's either like maybe a horse or a rat. And then a snake. That's the thing. I am actually not sure. Maybe this is Japanese. One night and one more time. Thanks for the memories, even though they weren't so great. Yeah, because I'm thinking about like how the clouds are depicted. The clouds look kind of like if you think about Dragon Ball Z and like was it the flying Nimbus? The way that the Nimbus looks kind of looks like I don't know why I'm tripping over my words here. The depiction of clouds in a lot of Japanese art. So maybe this is Japanese. Let's try it out. I just don't know time period. I don't know when this would be time period wise. Oh, but you know what? It is on... Wait, is this paper? No, it says color on silk. Which still is organic material, right? So anything organic is typically going to be like 1500s and like later. So, or maybe rather than Tokyo, let's do Edo, which would be modern day Kyoto. One night and one more time. Thanks for the memories. Let's do 16 to 1800. It was China! It was China. Dang it. Whenever we think it's China, it's actually Japan. Whenever we think it's Japan, it's actually China. Whenever we think it's either one of those, sometimes it's Korea. Dang it. Well, that's okay. We at least got the right continent. And right region of the continent. Ooh, this looks like it's America's. Actually, let me take a look at the medium. Stone? Ah, that doesn't tell us much. Even like the specific kind of stone would be really helpful. Like if it's jadeite, if it's slate, if it's obsidian, you know? That would help. But mayhaps that's too helpful. Because knee-jerk reaction for me is America's. But this could also be Mediterranean. Thanks for the memories. Thanks for the memories. And another thing is, if it is Americas, I wouldn't know what region. Because, like, I feel like maybe Olmec, right? But even then, I actually don't know where Olmec culture was centralized in. We could do... This one I feel like is just gonna be a guess. Let's say over here. Oh, no, let's say Guerrero. Just as a guess. Just as a guess. And then we'll say here. Submit. No way! Wait. There's no way! There's no way! That was literally a guess. I didn't get the time period right at all. But that was... I'm a little flabbergasted, if I'm being honest with you guys. I'm just a little bit flabbergasted, because I've seen a grand total of one object from Guerrero, and it's a architectural model. I'll even show it to you. Just so you know I'm not, like, BSing you guys. Guerrero architectural model. It's this one. It's literally this one. I know because I think this is the exact blog post that I saw it from. Is ANTHROPEUM rigged too? No, it's not. It's not. Like, literally, this is the one object that I, like, know from Guerrero. And, like, for some reason, like, there was some... look at this stonework, right? So the weird things about these, like, architectural models is that it looks almost Roman, right? Like, Greek Roman. But it's actually, like... how do I do this? Like... ancient Mexican... architectural model? No, it has to be a model. It has to be a model. No, where's no, it's not this one either. It's so basically, like, in some of, like, older, like, Mexican architectural models, it's basically 4 posts that represent the 4 cardinal directions. But in these architectural models, for some reason, they're always flattened. So, like, it looks like it's 4 different pillars that are all parallel to each other, but it's actually a flattened version of these, like, architectural models where they're, like, 4 posts, like, across from one another. Rigged like the mosh pits? It's not rigged, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. But basically, the stonework on that is what reminded me of this. That's why I was like, Guerrero, right? I was fully expecting it to be like, actually... it's Peruvian. Like, oh no, now you guys are gonna think that it's rigged. That was, I swear, paw to the sky. Paw on my chest and paw to the sky. That was a guess. But let's keep on keeping on, shall we? Alright, I don't know. This one I actually don't know. Is this metal? Copper alloy. Dang, I kind of hate it when they give us this, like, kind of, hey, no swearing in the... No, it's the good kind of swearing. It's the good kind of swearing. Copper alloy. There's not a lot of details for me to go off of on this one. Because it could be China. Could be China. Wait, when was the last time we saw something that was copper alloy? It loads up the ANTHROPEUM machine with more Mesoamerica. No, no. You don't need to rig it. You don't need to rig it. Because, yeah, sometimes when it's like Mesoamerica, especially if it's in any of, like either the Getty's collection or LACMA's collection, I've probably looked at it for research. I'm not sure about this one. Copper alloy. And we don't get any other pictures. Wanted honesty, that's all you had to say. I'm just gonna guess China for this one. This one is truly just a guess. This one is like, I have no clues whatsoever. So let's just say Beijing. Let's say 500 CE. Submit guess. No. Well, now you know it's not rigged. Now you know it's not rigged. All right. Well, let's look this up because we got it wrong, right? So let's look it up. What is this? This is Middle Niger civilization from Mali. 14th century question mark. Okay, let's take a look at this. We do have to be careful with how we Google this, so give me a second. 14th century. Mali empires, I think is a good way to look at it. There we go. Okay, this is just what Wikipedia is telling me. So Mali Empire was an empire in West Africa from, let's see, leaked! I know, you see my secrets. Yeah, whenever I go to like the big, whenever I'm using the board as a screen, as you can see behind me, I still want to be able to see the chat, so that's when I use my second screen for the chat. So that's why you see me like switching around and stuff like that. But okay, so the Mali Empire, 1235 to 1610. Ooh, that's another thing that we should research, is Mali Empire art. The empire was founded Sundiata Keita. Okay, let me see some art. Ooh, there we go. Terracotta figures. Oh, cool. So the proportions are interesting because looks like this person has an elongated face. I like the horse. The horse is very charming. It kind of reminds me of like Gumby, you know? Oh wait, what was... Gumby had a horse, right? What was the name of it? Oh, Mansa Musa. I know about Mansa Musa. He's the richest guy that ever lived. Though, now that we have a trillionaire. Pokey! Aw, that's a cute name. But yeah, now that there's a literal trillionaire in our midst, then maybe the record of Mansa Musa has been beat. Okay, here we go. Mali Empire. I've heard of the Songhai Empire as well. Fake trillionaire. I mean, once we get to the point where we have a trillionaire, it's like, you know how people are like, they say eat the rich, but that's just kind of like a figure of speech. I think we're getting to the point where it's like, I think not that I condone cannibalism. I mean, God forbid, bear forbid that I condone any kind of cannibalism in this schoolhouse. But I'm just saying. Not cannibalism when you're a bear. Oh, that's true. You're right. I think we need to have the richest potluck of trillionaires too. That's what I'm thinking. Once again, I'm not condoning nothing. I just be saying things. Yeah, let me see some more Mali art. Mali Empire. Oh, here we go. Terracotta archer figure. Okay, so if we're looking for like Mali style art, we're looking for these kind of like elongated features. Religion. Oh, this is where Timbuktu is. Let's look for Mali Empire art. A gallery of ancient African art. Is this specifically gonna be... you know what? It's not specifically Mali Empire though, because look, there's some Egyptian stuff in here. and some Benin works. This might still be a good resource though, but I kind of want something that's like specifically about Mali art. This is Benin. This could still be helpful, because it's like if we see ivory or metal, it might be Benin, right? So we'll save this link. Saw some post that said, "Is it too targeted to say kill all trillionaires?" I mean, who could we be referring to, right? The arts. Here we go. The arts of Mali. Oh, I've seen these videos of like these dances before. They're really cool. They're sick. Colonization of Africa. I want some pictures. I want some pictures. I want to see some more Mali art. Oh, these are so cool! I've seen these buildings before, but it was like once when I was like in my undergrad. I think I told you guys before that like during my undergrad when I was like my major is art history, or was art history. I took an African art class, but like out of a 10-week class, I think like 4 of those weeks were all about Egypt, you know, and we kind of barely glazed over like all the other regions of Africa, you know, like West Africa, East Africa, South Africa, Central, right? So it's like, admittedly, like my knowledge is very weak, but I partially blame it on the fact that like we kind of just like barely glazed over like any of that stuff in that class. But I remember seeing this before. It's so cool. Ah, that's AI. I think this is AI generated. This like this specific picture over here. Barely. Yeah, this art's awesome. Oh, this one's so cool. Like, look at all the little like paint on the face and on the horse. Okay, let's get back to Anthropeum. We only got 2 more rounds, you guys. We got 2 more rounds. Next round. Ooh, this one I'm even more like... No, actually, let's see what clues we have with this one. What clues do we have with this one? Oh, wait. If we zoom in, look, this looks East Asian. The style of clothing? I feel like this is Chinese. Look at the clouds. Okay, last time I said that the clouds look very Japanese, and then it turned out to be China. So what if we think this is China, but it's actually Japan, right? So this does, like, overall this looks like... I thought it was a helmet, but I think... Oh, look at that dragon. That does look Chinese, though. That does look Chinese, but it could still be Japanese, because if you remember Dragon Ball Z, what does Shenron look like? Kind of looks like this, right? Okay, that's the Buddha. Is this a helmet? That looks like a helmet, right? But like metallic helmet? Or maybe... I can't tell what this is. Maybe it's like a cooking thing? What is this? Iron, gold, silver, and textile. Ah, this feels East Asian, right? But like, what actually is this object? Dude, watch this. Watch this, like, me thinking this is Chinese and it's actually gonna be Japanese. Like, just wait for it. I think the fact that it's metal, too, is also kind of, like, making me think it's Chinese. I don't know why, but... Let's just say Beijing. Let's say... just before 1500. What kind of sword is that? Ooh, good question. Let's zoom in a little bit more. This definitely looks like a staff or a lance. I can't quite make out anything else, but there is some kind of weaponry, right? Like, these do look like warriors. The headdress also makes me want to say Chinese as well. Like, it looks very, like, almost Taoist, even though there's, like, clearly, like, Buddhist imagery. Right? I thought they were holding something like a blade. You might be right. You might be right. This is looking more like a staff or like a lance, right? But this guy might be holding something. By the way, let me know if you hear the neighbors, because they are yelling. The instrument? Mm-hmm. Hi, neighbors. Yeah, let me know if you guys can hear specific words. Not that there's anything too dox-worthy. I mean, if they did say anything dox-worthy, it wouldn't be doxing me. Unless it's like, I can't believe I'm paying rent over here at government address. Let's say China. Let's say right before... No, let's say a little after the 15... Let's say 1500s. Submit guess? It is China! We guessed right this time! It's not Japan! We did it! We guessed correctly! We guessed correctly on an East Asian object! I'd like to thank the Academy! I'd like to thank the developers at ANTHROPEUM for throwing me a bone for once in my life. Wait, did it? It's a helmet! This helmet is distinctive both for the quality of its workmanship and for the lively character of its engraved gilt decoration. Because of its overall form and the style of its ornament, it appears to be an early example of helmet types that are usually associated with either the later part of the Ming Dynasty or the more familiar ceremonial helmets of the Qing Dynasty. Ah, okay. Confirmed rig! It's not! It's not rigged. I'm fighting for my life out here. I'm fighting for my art history degree. If I get ANTHROPEUM wrong too many times, my college will actually like come here and take my degree back. They'll do it. They're crazy. So cool. It's a helmet. Either Ming or Qing Dynasty. Very cool. Hi, Starboy. I just got here and I see an Emperor content warning. We were talking about medieval era Judas Iscariot art that for some reason shows him with a small version of himself and or a child coming out of him. Some of the folks here have interpreted that to be Empreg, but surely there's a symbolic medieval reasoning for it, right, fellers? Empreg is real. It's super real, and we're on the last round of ANTHROPEUM. We just got to figure out one more of these things. Ooh, this one's a toughie. This one I'm actually not sure what I'm looking at. This looks like silver with some organic material. So I want to say this is going to be after the 1500s. Might even be more recent, maybe even like 1800s, right? Silver with organic material though. I'm not sure. Oh wait, it says silver and feathers. But steel's heavier than feathers. But they're both a kilogram. Feathers. That makes me want to say Polynesia. But then it could also be Americas, right? It could also be indigenous. But if I'm thinking about silver works, silver and feathers is the thing. If it was just made out of like completely organic material with like feathers, then, you know, I'd be more hard pressed to say like Americas. But silver too. Because like it's just as possible that like silver would have been like either brought over from the colonizers or taught to indigenous folks. Part of me wants to say like maybe New Zealand, you know? Like I'm starting to lean more towards Polynesia. Silver is often used in Native American jewelry. So this could be indigenous. This could be North American indigenous. At least from what you know. That is still a lead though. That is still a lead. Let's see if any of these motifs. I mean, I'm just seeing this kind of like cross-hatching design, right? And I guess it would also depend on the region because like when I imagine like Native American indigenous, I imagine a little bit more turquoise, but that could also just be East Coast, right? Feathers, you say? I might want to still go with Polynesian. You guys might be right. It might actually be American indigenous, but let's say New Zealand. And then let's say it's 1800s. Submit guess. No. Oh, it was Peruvian. What's interesting is that like I love Peruvian art, and this would be I think moche. This would be moche art. But this is Chimu or Chankai. I've studied them too. This is pretty early in terms of like some like northern Peruvian art. Oh, it's a slingshot. I thought it was like a necklace. Did American cultures do any work with silver? I know we do have a lot of silver in Mexico, but did they work it? That one I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure if that came after colonization or not. But this is looking like it's after colonization. But let's see. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Because that's a good question, right? Like, if we're thinking of, like, silver works and gold works, I feel like I would see that more with... Oh, no. Actually, gold could be anywhere. Gold could be, like... I feel like with the Americas, you're more likely to see gold. Brass, copper, iron, I associate with Africa. Silver one, I'm actually not sure. Because I know that silver naturally occurs in the Americas, right? I just don't know, like, how much I see in terms of silver works. But that's something worth researching. Silver works of the Americas. That's going to be on the list, too. Okay, so the cradle and beads of this miniature slingshot were made from hammered silver sheet and connected with cotton thread. Made by artisans of the Chancay or Chimu cultures that thrived on central and northern coast of Peru in the last centuries before the rise of the Inca. Oh, so this is before contact. This is before Spanish colonization. This is like during the Inca Empire. There's a lot of silver in the Southwest. It's why Nevada is called the Silver State. Ah, most of my knowledge of indigenous people is from my dad telling stories of where he lived on a Navajo reservation in Arizona. Oh, cool. That's awesome. So you might be quite misinformed. No. That's really valuable information. That's really valuable narratives of, like, you have direct contact with someone that live, like, in the culture. So that's really awesome. Like, anything else that you are, like, willing to share is, like, always fully appreciated. But also feel no pressure to. So this is interesting. This makes me want to look into art of... Yeah, silver works of the Americas, but also, like, maybe Inca art as well. Because when I think of Inca art, I think of, like, Emperor's New Groove. Right? Poison. Oh, yeah, the poison for Cusco. Cusco's poison. Pre-Columbian Peru. Yo, Mega Bronson, hello. Thank you for the raid. I saw you guys playing Mecha Chameleon. How is it? Are you guys having fun? Are you guys enjoying it? I might want to try it out myself soonish. Doesn't have to be tonight if you guys are tired and taking a break, but it looked fun. It looked funny. But thank you for the raid. Come join, it's funny. Nice. Let's do it. But yeah, thanks for the raid. If you have to raid and run, or if you have to do some post-stream care, no worries at all. We're actually gonna be ending pretty soon, because today's stream was just about playing ANTHROPEUM and doing research on anything that we didn't know or didn't do well on. So right now we're learning more about Peruvian silver. So let's actually look that up really quick, and then I think from there we'll probably call it. So let me actually cancel raids, cancel incoming raids. And then, yeah, that was actually round 10 out of 10. So I think once we're done looking this up, we are pretty much good to go. So Peruvian silver art, pre-Columbian. All right, this is what we're looking at here. Fun fact, if my memory is correct, the Navajo word for luck in cattle is the same, because you were wealthy and luckier if you own cattle. Oh, that's awesome! That's a great fun fact. I was raiding for your raid. Raid! Shadow Legends. Peruvian silver. Oh, this is a cool little motif with the little birds. Peru's shining legacy. What is this? This is Audi. Oh, is this like a silver company? Oh no, this looks like it's I think it's both. I mean, I think this might be a silver company, but it's also talking a little bit about the history of it. Perfected the art of mining and crafted Peruvian silver jewelry for ceremonial purposes. Okay. Cool, Peruvian jewelry. Oh, okay. Ceremonial. And then, oh, in the colonial era was Spanish 16th century. I see. Okay. Cool, cool to know. Cool to know. So I have a list of things that I want to do some research on my own time, and then maybe we'll make them into educational streams. So, for example, just from today alone, we learned about the Avars and Central Asian art, um, Mughal art, um, Ethiopian Christian art. That one I'm so proud of, like, getting that one right. Mali Empire and Peruvian silver work. So we learned a lot just from today's Anthropeum session. I want to keep on doing this if that's okay with you guys. So like Mondays will be kind of our Yap session, but also our Anthropeum research sessions as well. Because I don't know, this is fun. I always learn something new, even though I specialize in art history. Mughal art kupo. But with that, I think that is gonna be it for today. Let me go ahead and stop the Spotify. And I do have a song ready for us to mosh to. I met this person, well, not in RL, but Yoshi UMR. I met them through a Digimon server that I'm in for a concert for Aria VT. And fun fact, I actually finished all of my Sunbear Subathon reward art for people. I just finished today. But I still have to do a little bit of Digimon art for this concert, this upcoming concert that's going to be on August 1st. My deadline is in half a month. So I gotta finish it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish either next week or this weekend or the next weekend. But nonetheless, that's going to be my last kind of like mandatory art thing that I have a deadline for. And then well, you know what, I still might be opening up commissions, but like the wait list for them sometime soon, but I'm not going to be able to get the commissions done until after I'm done with the Digimon art, so keep that in mind. But this person is awesome because they also have done lo-fi Digimon music that and they allow people to use it for stream background music. So yeah, I know I keep teasing when I'm gonna open commissions, but it's really dependent on like my last bit of like mandatory art that I have to do, especially because I have a deadline. But the waitlist will be opening soon. But yeah, so this is by Yoshi UMR. He did a cover of Mad Pulse, which is the Digimon Beat Break opening. So for any new students in the class today, this is our end of stream tradition, our mosh pit. All you gotta do is once you hear the music, go ahead and start spamming your favorite emotes in the chat, and I'm gonna make your little stream avatars on the floor there fight each other. There's no correlation between how many emotes you spam and who wins the mosh pit. It's RNG, and it's not rigged. So once you hear the music, get to moshing. And then we'll raid. Wow, wow. Wow, wow. Oh, why did it freeze? Why did it freeze? Oh no, the video froze. Okay, give it a second. Oh. Emotion. There we go. Going to tempo. Let me see if I can get this out of the way for you guys. There you go. Hurry, hurry, like it's all in your head. Rigged! Wait, who won? Who won? No! No! It's not rigged, I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. We still have enough time for more. Open up the pit. Break it down. Motion. Who won? She says. My screen. I'm looking into who to raid into. まるまるポス感じるんだ。The world. Who won? It's Sotenbori. I'm telling you guys, it's not rigged. I keep telling you guys. I think we have enough time for one more round. BPM. Good job, Sotenbori. Good things come to those who complain. Emotion. Isn't this such a good cover? Wow, wow, wow. Ooh, it's a close one. It's Folk versus Starboy. Folk looked like he was, you know, on death's door, but then he got that med pack. It's looking... Oh, there's another med pack. Who's gonna get it? It's Starboy. Oh, wait. No. There we go. Oh, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Who's gonna get it? It's Folk. Starboy put up such a good fight, but it ended up being a fellow bear. Good job. Good job. GG's, everybody. GG's. I'm gonna go ahead and drive you guys home. Good job. Thanks for stopping by today. I'll see you guys on Thursday. The decade studies are going to come back, you guys. We're going to be talking about the 1900s. And then on Friday, we have a watch along in the Discord. It's Digimon Adventure 02. It's the first 5 episodes. Mostly not rigged. It's not. It's not rigged. I'm telling you guys. I keep telling you guys. But yeah. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and raid into Majin Phil. He's doing Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time speedruns. This guy is really good at like randomizers and speedruns. This is mostly because I kind of wanted to just raid and run so that I can get some food and possibly play Metric Chameleon. So I'm gonna go ahead and start that raid. I'll see you guys on Thursday. I hope you guys had a good, I hope you guys have a good morning, afternoon, and evening. And as always, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. This stream is made of love and peace. Love and peace. Thank you guys. We raid.